Even though I've lost the end of one finger, I'll still be okay. Now the nasty stuff isn't the pure cane sugar. Confectioners are powdered. A key element in chemical reactions is if molecules or things are going to react, they got to touch one another. You got to bump into something if you're going to react with it. You can't do a long distance, hi, let's react. It's not going to happen. Right, there's an old Kingston Trio song called the Zombie Jamboree. And one of the lines in there is back to back or belly to belly, I don't give a damn because I'm stone dead already. Well, it does matter, right? Not only do molecules have to touch, they've got to touch the right way in order for a reaction to occur. Well, what we're going to do is take some of this powdered sugar. Now, if we've got a big lump of sugar, the only bits of it that are going to be able to kind of touch something else are those parts that are on the very outside. But if you ground it down or it's in a nice fine powder, every tiny little particle, the outside is exposed. And so there's a lot of surface area for a reaction. If you ever see something in the hood here, and it's in a container, it's probably pretty nasty stuff. What we have here, it says 18M sulfuric acid, H2SO4. This is concentrated sulfuric acid. It's a very strong acid, which just means that it dissociates quickly, but it's very concentrated. There's very little water in here at all. It's mostly all H2SO4. And sulfuric acid, mix it with a little nitric acid, and you form something called aqua regia, which will dissolve just about anything. You don't want to get that on you. What it also does is it tends to suck up water. And what's going to happen if we yank the water out of sugar? Can everybody see if I have it here, or do I need to have it up a little bit higher? We'll be able to see this. Y'all can see? If you do happen to handle one of these things, gloves are nice. Otherwise, there's going to be a label on there. You should always grab it so your hand is over the label. If everybody does that, when you pour from it, everybody's going to pour out the other side, and if there are any drips, they're all going to go down here where your hand is not. We don't want to contaminate things, so if we take a top off, we don't want to set it down on a dirty, crappy tabletop, so oftentimes we can just hold on to it. And what we're going to do is we're going to just pour. Yuck. What's bothering that? What do you feel? And nice and hot. There we go. So you're not going to want to touch that with your hands. And it stinks like the dickens.
We can turn on the hood.
Yeah. What's happened? Back when you were really young and cheap, at the 4th of July, you had those little snakes.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of like that, like. It's a similar. But we have that sugar in that powdered form. How does it turn into this? Really, what do we have here? Carbon. You got carbon. What the sulfuric acid did was basically pull the water out of there. It created a lot of heat, and then it just expands, and we've got our kind of carbon foam here from the sugar.